I'm not going to try and hide it. I am very nervous about this. I'm uncomfortable. I'm nervous to talk about this topic because domestic violence is a terrible, terrible thing. I know people, close friends, who have been victims of domestic violence. It's a very serious topic. It's not something to joke about. It's a very real thing. And I'll be very honest, when Reuben Foster was arrested on charges for domestic violence, I avoided the topic. I didn't talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it because this is a sports podcast. This is not a domestic violence podcast. And in this segment, I am not going to take any kind of moral high ground. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. I'm not trying to tell anybody what to think. It's not my goal. My goal is to say my piece and kind of leave it to you guys to decide. Leave it to you guys. Again, close friends of mine have been victims of domestic violence. It's a very real thing. You should not take domestic violence. I don't take domestic violence lightly. And Reuben Foster put the 49ers in a tough place. The question has been asked, should the 49ers keep Reuben Foster on their roster? In 2017, at the NFL Combine, Reuben Foster tested positive for a diluted sample. That means Reuben Foster failed a drug test. And you had to know. You had to know drafting Reuben Foster was a risk for the 49ers. Now, there's something very important you must know about the NFL. It's a key thing. If you're going to be an NFL fan, it's important to know. The better you are, the more crap a team is willing to put up with. So I saw a story, I believe it was today or yesterday, the Seahawks backup quarterback, Trevon Boykin, was given an aggravated assault charge. He was released immediately, probably within the hour. As soon as they found out, he was gone. Because in the NFL, unless you are really, really good, your career cannot survive controversy like that. Take Odell Beckham Jr., for instance. Odell Beckham Jr. does all kinds of antics, takes pictures on boats in the middle of the season. He's in Paris with some kind of substance and a model and pizza. If an average receiver, take River Craycraft. River Craycraft is a backup wide receiver for the Denver Broncos. You've probably never heard of him. If River Craycraft pulls the same stunts that Odell Beckham Jr. has pulled in the last 2 years, River Craycraft would be out of the league. He would be released. He'd be done. But because Odell Beckham Jr. is incredibly talented, he gets different treatment. It's the truth. It shouldn't be controversial. That's just honest truth. The more talented you are, the more an NFL organization is willing to put up with. What Reuben Foster did was awful. And I believe Reuben Foster, if found guilty, remember, all of the charges against Reuben Foster, it's all alleged. Because we need to let the justice system work. We don't actually know. Okay. We have an idea. We don't know. Because it's all alleged. Right now, he is innocent until proven guilty. We need to give him the benefit of the doubt. Let the justice system do its work. Now, if he is guilty of domestic violence, I believe the NFL should punish Reuben Foster. Because you cannot send the message that domestic violence is okay. Can't do it. But I also do believe people can change. And I believe in second chances. If I made a huge broadcasting mistake, maybe this segment is my huge broadcasting mistake. I would hope that you would give me a second chance. I make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. That's a big one. But I would hope if I made a mistake, I would get a second chance. I believe in second chances. Do you want the truth about Reuben Foster? Reuben Foster is a really good football player. Reuben Foster is not average. He's well above average. He's maybe a top 5 rookie last season in the NFL. That helps him. That will help Reuben Foster. See, Johnny Manziel is not an NFL starter. So that makes Johnny Manziel not worth the trouble. Reuben Foster, on the other hand, is a fantastic football player. And investing in Reuben Foster could pay off tremendously for the San Francisco 49ers. Now, what Reuben Foster allegedly did is not okay. And I'm not sure. I don't know if Reuben Foster's a good person, a bad person. I don't know. It's not really black and white anyways, but I do know that Reuben Foster has made many mistakes. And my initial response when I saw Reuben Foster get arrested was to compare him to Tiger Woods. I almost did that. And then I remembered, okay, no, cheating on your wife is not illegal. It may not be morally right, but when Tiger Woods cheated on his wife, I didn't care. I was like, who cares? He cheated on his wife. But domestic violence is not really comparable to cheating on your wife because domestic violence is illegal and you can get in trouble for that. When I do think of Reuben Foster, what I can't help think of is, what I can't stop from thinking of, I think of Chris Carter and I think of Randy Moss. Chris Carter and Randy Moss were two troubled wide receivers that the Vikings brought in and helped get onto the right track. Chris Carter is a Hall of Famer. Randy Moss is a Hall of Famer, in no small part because of the Vikings' willingness to invest in not just the football player Randy Moss, not just the football player Chris Carter. They invested in the person. The 49ers have an opportunity to help Reuben Foster out. They have an opportunity to help him get back on track. They can invest in not just the football player. They can invest in Reuben Foster, the person. Not just help him on the field, but help him off of the field. If he's guilty, punish him. Maybe suspend him for the season. I don't know what the right... It's not my job. Thank God it's not. But I hope Reuben Foster learns, if guilty, that... And I hope he knows anyways, domestic violence is not okay. Can't do that. It's very important to say right now that the charges are allegations. Again, got to be clear. Reuben Foster is innocent until proven guilty. I'm going to let the legal system do its job. But the point of all this is to say, domestic violence is not okay. It's not cool. It's awful. I know victims of domestic violence. It's a terrible thing. And if it is determined that Reuben Foster is guilty of domestic violence, he should be punished. But I do also believe in second chances. If I made a mistake, I would hope you guys would give me a second chance. The 49ers could help Reuben Foster in a way very similar that the Minnesota Vikings helped a young Randy Moss. Don't just invest in Reuben Foster, the football player. The 49ers could make a real difference if they invest in Reuben Foster, the human being on and off the football field. It's my opinion. You're entitled to yours. I don't mean to tell anyone what to think. Not my goal. I've shared my opinion. You're entitled to yours. But I kept getting asked to talk about Reuben Foster, and I don't know. I honestly, I don't know if I made the right decision. I'm very nervous to put this out. It may be really stupid. This may be a huge mistake I make, and that terrifies me. And again, I have no intentions of offending anybody. That's not what I want to do. Probably never going to talk about anything that's not sports ever again on this podcast, to be quite honest, because I'm petrified right now. I'm terrified. And that's all I have. I'm very excited. Friday will be a good podcast. For now, I hope you had a great show. I hope you enjoyed that segment. Good night and good luck.